What is up? We're going to try something different today. I'm going to react to a reaction of a reaction of a reaction. No, it's just one reaction. But we're going to try to do some smug Alana. Maybe then she'll notice me, chat. I doubt it. But yeah, it's smug Alana reacting to the Gooner Game argument. I think I've seen a clip of the original video, but yeah, so the whole point of this is I'm going to add my own commentary and give my own kind of takes on whatever is discussed here. Alana's a pretty smart girl, but I also want to put in my 2 cents. But yeah, we'll try this. We'll see how it goes. See if you guys like this or don't like it. Honestly, we'll see.
What is this? The Gooner Game argument. Gooner Games. Yeah. I beat my Schmeat to Lara Croft. What about it? Her polygons turn me on.
All right. That's enough. Okay. Put it back in the box.
When it comes to recent and modern discourse surrounding video games, especially
Okay, I don't think I've seen this video, but I remember seeing this chick before.
newer ones, the focus is often shifted to depictions of women in games. How female characters are designed and what has changed now when we compare them to designs
Because they're ugly now.
from older games.
Older games? Oh, BioShock Infinite is 10 years old. Oh, when did that game came out? Like 2012?
Don't even give me that. You're fucking acting like you're so old, dude. Don't even start, man. I remember when Lara Croft had pointy nipples, okay?
Chat. I think my bones just disintegrated, dude.
From older games.
Ugh.
If you are at all
Relax.
aware of conversations like these in online spaces like Twitter or YouTube,
Wait, she has a necklace of Thunder Fury?
Oh my god, can we Alana, can we react? Alana, can we react to the video and not have girl moments, please?
Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. She's based as frick.
and you know that this is a conversation that gets very heated very fast. I
Yeah.
have weighed in on this topic myself several times, and this is something that I like discussing and giving my opinion on because I feel like not enough women in this space feel like they
Yeah, I think I saw the censorship one.
can be honest. And the reason for that is exactly what I just mentioned. The conversation gets heated very fast, all sorts of labels and mean words get thrown around. It's not really
True.
something that most people want to deal with, understandably.
I've been called an incel and a femcel for wanting to have hot characters in video games and not fat chicks.
Yeah, I mean, none of these words mean anything anymore. People just say shit. It just doesn't matter. None of these words have any weight or meaning anymore.
Unironically, like, I've been called by Twitter feminists and Reddit frickin' soy boys. I've been called that. Yeah, and a pick me. That's also a good one. Femcel, pick me, whatever.
Lucky for you guys, I
Interchangeable.
don't really care, so I'm gonna say it
Yeah, but pick-me's get picked.
anyway. One of the stupidest and most hollow arguments that you will hear when you bring up the fact that there has been a very obvious change in how women are depicted in video games is that you are wrong for criticizing it and you just want female characters to fit into your hyper-femme fantasy of fuckability.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. Yeah.
Dude, she's so fucking stupid, dude. Oh, okay. Women are allowed to look different, and they don't all have to fit in your hyper femme fantasy of fuckability. Yeah, so like, the reality is it's escapism, and you know, I play like buff, handsome dudes when I play games because that's what I think I look like on the inside, but I don't. Same thing with like if I'm like playing a game that has like romance options, I want like the like really thick like chick with a fat ass and big tits, because like it's a fantasy, it's an escapism, right? It's meant to be offset from reality. It's like video game characters, movie characters. I mean, okay, you can use the same argument for just look at Hollywood. We don't put ugly people in Hollywood. Well, now. You know, nowadays they do, but we didn't do that like 20 years ago, right? You know, the point is like everybody knows nobody wants to watch a movie where like the main lead character is some fucking fat kid, unless it's a comedy like Superbad or something. Or like it's some like ugly chick that looks like the chick from fucking Fable. It's just like nobody wants that. Not even women want that, by the way. In fact, like a lot of like the Gooner manga or like anime that people like talk about, like, oh, it's such a Gooner show. They're literally made by women. So like it's just like, okay. And then I don't ever want to hear any of that argument from women in the first place, because like you guys literally goon to fucking furry porn. You goon to rape fantasies from minotaurs. Like I just don't want to hear it. Like shut the fuck up. Seriously.
I want to goon to the character. Now, jokes aside, it's not about hyper femme fantasy. It's that I don't want to look like, I don't want to be reminded of America's obesity every time I open a game. I already have to walk outside.
True. I honestly, I have to walk into my bathroom where my like full body mirror is, and I have to live it every day.
Fat women everywhere. Okay, I don't want to see it. Sorry. When I see a hot woman on the street, as a woman, I will look. I'm allowed to look. It's more acceptable for me to look. However, I notice those things because it's like, wow, she's attractive.
That's not what it is. That's not what it is. So women have this natural genetic instinct in their brain where like they're always in competition with each other. So women will notice other attractive women in the street and stare them down out of pure jealousy and spite. Now they might go like, "Oh wow, she's attractive," but like the reality is her brain is in literally in defense mode, because it's like she's recognizing somebody hotter and more attractive than her, like in her vicinity, and she instantly goes in defensive mode and like has like a heightened sense of like reflexes and vision. That's literally what they do. There's videos on this. You can watch funny videos of just like there's just one like viral video of like this hot like chick in she's dressed up like she works on like an airline or something, and she's just like walking, I think like in a mall or an airport, and like all these women are just like scowling at her as she walks around.
See an attractive character in a video game, I react the same way. I'm like, damn, she's hot.
This is a real comment
Not
that I
gay,
got,
by the way.
on
I'm
my
straight.
World
Fuck
of
you.
Warcraft video where I talk about how Liadrin does not look like a blood elf, or how she doesn't really fit that.
She looks like a Elder Scrolls Online elf. Oh, well, she already said it. I'm pretty sure they hired. I'm not sure if they did, but I'm pretty sure they hired a cinematic team that did the design for Liadrin. That wasn't depicted as it was in 2008. In 2008, the elves looked very much different in the cinematic. I think this is preferable. This is what I think of when I see a blood elf in World of Warcraft. This is what I think of when I see an elf in Elder Scrolls Online.
Specific, already well-established look that we've grown accustomed to for years.
Yeah.
One thing that is said to me over and over again whenever I bring this up is that I just want to pander to gooners, and that unless video game characters look like porn stars, they're apparently not good enough for me.
What?
I've gotten the same shit
That's
for
like
having a hot model.
That's like a
People have told me that
extreme
my
take.
hot character, as in my anime girl, that like my VTuber, is too attractive. And then I appealed to gooners, and I said, I like my character. I think she's hot. I think she's cute.
I think she's hot too. it's like, yeah. Like, and it probably is what attracts like 20% of her audience to click thumbnails.
Like, what's wrong?
What are you jealous? I mean, you could literally just make your own. Like, just do the same thing. Just make your own. Like, I don't get it. This is such like an extreme, like, cope of the argument. Anyway, that just makes no fucking sense.
Why do I have to make myself ugly?
I find it so hypocritical and ironic that the people that accuse me of these sorts of things are the ones that are bringing this conversation into some very vulgar and sexual places.
Yeah, they're the ones. They're the ones making it sexual in the first place. I mean, you can have attractive female characters that are not sexualized. Like, it's like being attractive doesn't instantly equal sexual. I know they can't differentiate their brains from that. It's funny how And to be honest, this is mostly going to be left-wing people who are making these accusations, which is funny because they're literally like their whole ideology is just like pure freedom and like no responsibilities, no moral ethics to stand on. Everything's on preferences, and so like, and most of them are degenerate gooners, like very degenerate gooners. But it's always funny to me how they're so quick to use the very lifestyle that they live and advocate for to insult other people. It's one of the most wild things I've ever seen in my life, where like they call people gooners and shit, but it's like that's literally what you are though. Like that's literally what you advocate for. They're doing exactly what you want them to do.
Sorry.
Femininity to a term like
The problem is like they're all miserable, ugly fucks in real life, and they can't handle the fact that like you're not gooning to them.
fuckability. It's weird, and it suggests that presenting as more feminine is this thing that solely revolves around being more attractive to men, and that it cannot just be a thing where women express themselves in this way for the sake of expressing themselves in this way.
Yeah, imagine women like being feminine in 2026. Like wow, imagine. God forbid, like you're a woman and you like to dress up and look nice and wear like frilly clothes and like live the princess lifestyle. Like God forbid. God forbid.
What's weird about this whole argument too is that that argument can be completely dismissed because there are so many men that don't mind or even like tomboys. And tomboys are not feminine in the traditional sense. They might not wear dresses. They might wear pants over a skirt. They might have preferences. They might have shorter hair. There's no like box that you can even fit a tomboy into because it's a spectrum. She might not even be insanely muscular as some people might prefer, but they're feminine.
Literally like the most popular and most like sought, like the most like desired, I guess, like let's just use an anime tropes, like the personality type is a tsundere. Like the tsundere is the most popular archetype, which is not traditionally feminine at all. Like the whole point of the tsundere is like it's the opposite of feminine. It's very aggressive, very masculine, but there is that like feminine core, that like inner femininity that kind of seeps out in like small moments, and that's what actually like makes men attracted, because it's like they chase that vulnerability that they get every so often out of like the tsundere, right? So it's just like it's just retarded
In a different way. They're still a girl. You're still a woman. You just dress differently. You might even behave a little bit differently. You like different things, but that doesn't make you any less of a woman. There's also tomboys that are friends with very feminine women, and they like that because it's fun. Like, it's not about the perception of like, oh, you need to have this and this. Like, sorry, I'm getting so ahead of myself. You don't have to wear a dress to be automatically.
Isn't it weird though, by the way? Like, I'm old enough to remember that like conservatives and like Republicans and, you know, the Christian base of like the country were the ones that were like pushing heavily for censorship originally in like the 90s and early 2000s, especially for women. It was like very much like the liberal ideology of like sex sells, push naked women, push hot women as hard as possible to sell everything. I mean, hilariously, I'm pretty sure like Arizona iced tea, like the original can of the Arizona iced tea was like a hot chick, and it was strictly just to sell, right? So it's weird how like the demographic has shifted, and now it's a conservative right wing, like almost even a Christian, I would say, viewpoint to like not have censorship and to have attractive feminine women. I think the difference in the cutoff for me is like I don't need like gooner women. Now that doesn't mean I don't like that. Like, you know, I like Chain Soldier, I like High School DxD, but I like those in small dosages and like not constant, right? I don't want to be like constantly in that kind of environment or have that kind of content like or anything in my face, but like it has its place. And like honestly, I'm not going to dictate what people should watch or not watch or what they should like or not like, but like the reality is like nobody wants to really see ugly people, not only in movies or anime or video games. They just don't want that. Like, right, it's supposed to be art, and when you expect art, you expect beauty. You know, you expect like the peak of the two natures of humanity, like the feminine and the masculine. You expect like the peak of those, right? I want to see like buff dudes, hot dudes, dudes in good shape, attractive men, attractive women, doing things, right? I don't want to see ugly people. Now, sometimes there's good stories to be told when it is maybe like an ugly girl or like an ugly guy with a hot guy. Like you can tell that kind of story, but like, yeah, it's like, and then especially if it's like a hero thing, like if it's like a hero movie or a hero archetype kind of story, like you definitely just don't want to stick like, like imagine watching Troy and like Achilles is like got a beer belly. Like nobody's gonna watch that, bro.
Shaped as a woman is what I was trying to say.
I've already said this in my Why I Only Play Old Games video, where it's starting to feel a lot like femininity and the term in itself, especially in gaming, is becoming this like inherently evil, vulgar thing. With comments like this, my point is proven. For some reason, calling for more feminine characters that aren't big, strong, muscular girl bosses or haven't had their appearance visibly toned down from their...
The character here, as in the person, looks attractive. Why did they change the face and the facial structure and the eyes of the character that this person was used to model after?
You know why.
You can't make anything like more blatantly obvious. I'd be so fucking mad when they did this to her. I don't know. She's a cute, attractive woman. Why did we have to? She looks like an alien in this one. Like, what is going on? I'd be offended.
Toned down from their real life model.
There's nothing wrong with her. Why did they make her look like this?
Yeah,
They narrowed her eyes. You can actually see it. They changed her facial structure.
Yeah, it's weird.
Is seen as equal to asking for something really offensive and crass. Demonizing people for speaking about it is wrong. Pretending that being more drawn to conventionally attractive characters is anything but human nature is also wrong. And I do think that there are definitely things that can be unhelpful in this discussion, like that one meme that somebody made with the character from Ghost of Yotai, where they added the really exaggerated chest and said, "This is made for gamers."
Hold on, pause.
Even but it is
cut out. Hold on, I'm gonna block it.
So the thing is like, the point is like if you got even if you just like shrunk down you left the boobs the same, this would still be made for gamers, right? It's just like way more attractive. It's way more appealing, way more interesting.
I can make an honest opinion. I'm gonna block her tits, and I think that she looks way better.
Way better.
It's not even about the tits. Look at the character. Like I'm pointing with my ears right now. You block the boobs and it doesn't make a difference. Like, yeah, the boobs are great, right? But you block the boobs are unnecessary. And she still looks way better. Way better. I actually think this is an insult to Japanese women because there's a lot of attractive Japanese women out there. Just averagely attractive Japanese women. They actually made her ugly on purpose, in my opinion. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Made for gamers. But I see that and I don't personally take this seriously. I actually think that this is more than likely satire. It's a sort of a rage bait that people seem to fall for.
No, that was rage bait.
I just know that Reddit had a field day with that one. Now, first of all, conventionally attractive does not necessarily mean
looks old,
sexy, but on the topic of sexy game characters, I did do a video about this very topic a while back. How do women really feel about them in games? So this is something that I actually talked to my mom about as well, but also just based on the comment section from that video, the thing that I've gathered is that...
Yeah, so there's a very tiny demographic of women that play games. I know we have like propaganda media outlets that like to pretend like it's like a 50-50 split nowadays. It's not. It's really not. Like maybe in terms of mobile gaming, sure. Or like fucking playing Candy Crush or something. But in terms of like actual games, like legitimate like AAA games or AA or indie games, it's like the amount of women that actually participate in that is minuscule compared to men. It's a men's demographic, always has been, and always probably will be. So that's just a reality. And then the women that are like kind of like, unhinged enough to actually kind of fall into that demographic. They kind of think similarly to men do. It's just very, very. I would willing to bet there's a very small minority of women that would actually get offended, like who are actual gamers, like actual gaming girls, that would actually get offended by attractive female characters. And in fact, I think most of them actually appreciate them and kind of get excited for them in the first place.
What we really want are options. We want the option to be able to run around in a chainmail.
True. Yeah, actually, that is true. That's actually all they really want, because, like, goddamn, bro, I had to wait for my ex-girlfriend when we played Lost Ark. I had to wait, like, fucking... It took her, like, literally, like, 3 hours to make her fucking character. By the way, this is my other thing, too, is, like, I also find it funny because generally... So, pre-established characters in the game are different than, like, making your own character, right? So, like, when women make their own character in a game, so, like, Baldur's Gate or World of Warcraft or whatever, or like Final Fantasy, they actually don't make them, like, attractive or goonerish, right? They usually try to make them cute or, like, weirdly, like, alien cute. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Every girlfriend I've ever had that I played games with would make the most alien, freaky characters I've ever seen. But they would do it in a way, like, it's like a VTuber, right? Like, a lot of you look at some of these VTuber models, and they're always, like, weird fucking, like, animal hybrid things, or, like, just always some weird shit going on with them, right? But they still try to, like, make them cutesy, in, like a weird way. That's, like, women's brains. So that's how I always know when I'm, like, playing online games, like playing MMOs, and, like, I know, okay, that's actually a woman. It's like, if she's got green fucking, if I'm playing BDO and there's a female character running around with, like, green fucking skin and, like, fucking sparkles on her face, like, I know that's a woman. Like, I've gotten very good at actually spotting the women in game. Especially if, like, you can add a bunch of accessories and like eye pieces and hair pieces. The more of that there is, the more likely it is it's a woman, because a guy's not gonna bother to do all that shit. He's just gonna make, like, a generically attractive blonde or black hair woman with big tits and, like, lipstick.
Or go full coverage plate armor, epic medieval knight style. You know this is true even if you look at the sort of transmogs that girls do for their World of Warcraft characters.
The most infamous transmog that you can find on World of Warcraft is called the Mage Weave leggings. And they are literally just like a bikini and stockings, and that's it. Even 15 years ago, people were into that stuff. You would know? Yes. Absolutely. I have over 20,000 hours, I would say. No, 18,000 hours on World of Warcraft. Of course I know.
Jesus Christ.
I even know who this person is. Because I remember back in, like, Cataclysm,
I know who Jessie Heals is.
Like,
I don't even play World of Warcraft, and
videos.
I know who Jessie Heals is. Like, come on.
She makes videos on how to make cute sets and skimpy sets. Yep.
And I think that's super fair. And you know what game
And where
had
to find
options?
them.
The original Oblivion. Remember my video on censorship in
What?
the Oblivion remaster, where I showed the changes in clothing and armor?
They censored their cleavage!
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Oh my god! Look at that! They literally removed it! The line of her boobies!
Yep. But it's so pointless that they do this, by the way. I don't even know why they wasted their time doing this, because, like, the first thing that ever happens in the modding community for any fucking Bethesda game, or any game with, like, actual, like, decent modding capability where you can actually, like, adjust body sizes and stuff, there's gonna be, like, fucking 100, if not 1,000 Gooner mods that, like, give her big titties, big thighs, and all this shit. Like, it's a complete waste of time to do this, man. Like, who are you appealing to? Nobody. Like it's just so fucking stupid. There was no reason to do this. People are just gonna mod it and fix it anyway. I mean, fuck, dude. You can't even play Helldivers, bro. I'm trying to find good Helldivers mods, And it's literally all Gooner shit. It's like making like big buff fucking women, dude. It's so fucking cringe, but that's what people do. So it's just no point to even do this shit. It's so stupid.
Appear less feminine on the female body. The part about them making chests smaller, taking away the things from female bodies.
They nerfed that statue. Yeah, they nerfed that statue so bad.
Altered the design because the clothing goes down halfway and then it binds near the chest, whereas this one is completely off to the side and is on one shoulder. They changed the pose too, but I mean that's like whatever. I'm just talking like in general, like what the fuck? Hello?
Away the things from female bodies that we literally cannot help having in favor of that more androgynous look. One comment that I got on that video was that it's good that they got rid of that stuff, especially the boob armor, because that didn't exist in real life and that doesn't make any
The boob armor was dumb.
It's a video game. It's not real life.
sense. And you know what? That's a valid conversation to sit.
That's not a valid conversation. This is Oblivion. This is not a fucking medieval simulator. Like, shut the fuck up.
Down and have, especially if you're going for a game with more historical accuracy in terms of things like armor. And
yeah, and you know what? If it was historically accurate, there'd be no fucking women in the game in the first place.
That is something that I can totally get behind. But in taking certain options away, you do just that. You take away options. You see, in the original Oblivion, not every armor set changed on female characters. The steel armor set, for example, was the exact same on both genders.
Yeah.
But if you really wanted that weird fantasy game look for female characters with the boob armor, you could have it as well. Sure, it's not practical, but none of this is real anyway, and if we start talking about practical, how about we don't mention the glass armor and how that would fare in the real world?
The glass
armor changed along with all of the obvious changes to make chests small.
What did they do here? Oh no, this is just a statue from the old one. I was about to say, I was like, there's nothing wrong with this one.
The obvious changes to make chests smaller and less apparent or covered completely.
What my argument is that if chests are bad, like, does that mean femininity is bad? Is like breastfeeding bad because you pull out your boobs?
Yes, having children is bad. Yes, that's the entire point of all of this. The entire point of the movement in the first place. It's the defeminization. The point is they want to feminize the men and masculinize the women. That's the point. The whole point is to destabilize the core bonding of man and woman. That's the point. It's literally to usurp God's design. That's the entire point. It's literally the devil's work. That's literally the entire point.
Your child, like, what about large-chested women that are born with large chests? Like, are you just supposed to cover them up? Isn't that, like, not what feminism is about?
No, you're supposed to remove them surgically and get a penis.
You have the right to, like, have your boobs out if you want to. Like, we're going into, like, reverse censorship, genuinely, at this point. It's kind of weird.
It is weird.
Yeah. Everything that I needed to know. It sends the message that the female body is this bad thing that we should cover up. We shouldn't bring any attention to it, and the only valid female characters are the ones that are fully covered and look like they could take down any man with their bare hands.
Even if Liadrin was fully covered, I don't think there's anything wrong with Liadrin. I just don't like how she looks compared to what she looked like for the last 15 years. They didn't change Lorthamar at all, Lorthamar being the character. He's the Regent Lord of Quel'Thalas. He's like the general of the entire population.
Stop. Nobody asked.
They didn't really change him other than maybe age
nobody
him a
cares.
But also the other thing that I really had a big gripe about is their eyes.
Okay.
But that's not important in this instance. I could go on a massive tangent about it because I'm
let's not have a woman moment right now.
My point is
no
that
no
why
woman
make them
reel
look
it in.
like different from what they used to be? Does that mean that you didn't actually like the character design before that? From years and years ago?
Well, I mean, you know the reason, because the team that works on World of Warcraft in 2025 and 2026 is not the same group of people that worked on it 20, 30 years ago. Right? It's like it's nobody's even I don't think there's even an original motherfucker anymore. So you have all new people working on the same thing, and they're going to re-envision it in how they see it. So, and they all have obvious agendas.
When they first started like showing Liadrin in like cinematics or like, you know, like as like in-game model, but also with human eyes. Yeah, I know, but it's not important right now. I'm just saying.
It's not.
Be
Let's
covered
come on,
and
move on. Thank
look
you.
like they could
You
take
could be a powerful character and be
here we
completely
go.
covered up. Just saying.
down any man with their bare hands.
And hot.
look, there are times when that sort of thing can be really cool. I love a Brienne of Tarth moment. I think that she's such a cool
Yeah.
character. No, she wasn't
Nobody bitched about her.
traditionally feminine.
I mean,
and
some
yes,
weirdos
she was
did, I
physically
guess.
way stronger than the average woman and man. But there was a story to tell there. She was an interesting character who had this alternative take on femininity. And I didn't feel like she was that way just because. There was
The reason why Brienne of Tarth was so powerful is because she got bullied for being weird and tall and powerful as a child.
What the fuck did she even just say? Oh my god, dude. I swear to God, man. Listen, sometimes I told you guys before, like, yo, I love Alana, love Leaflet, I love all these girls. But sometimes you guys gotta remember that they're still women. That was such a fucking woman statement right there. What the fuck did I just... What did you even just say?
And her character showed
She's just yapping.
that she still wanted to be feminine in her own way and prove to everyone that she was still strong and powerful. Despite being a woman in a medieval setting, and her expectations was to be like a lady in waiting and like basically to just be like a sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but like to be a breeding cow, because that's kind of like what women were back in the day. That's all you did. You sat at home, you bred babies, you pop out in air, and you're done. Like, and then you die of childbirth, maybe, if you're unlucky enough. But the whole point of the character is that she still wanted to be loved, and she still wanted to be feminine and pretty, but nobody bitched about it. Only weirdos did on the internet that criticized the character for being butch or large. But at the end of the day, normal people like me and girls liked her character because it showed that...
What? Did anybody actually bitch about Brienne? I don't even think so. Is she just making shit up? Like, the character is supposed to be like butch and large. That's the point.
You could be a powerful woman and still be feminine. And still have like your own pent-up problems and a reasoning.
Well, no, she's like an outlier. That's the point, right? It's like, just like there's very feminine men, they're outliers. They're like a small percentage that like does occur. Like, they're outliers. She's an outlier. Like, she's not what every woman cannot be her. Like, they can't, right? Like, but the point is like, in her own kind of weird way, she's also kind of jealous of like more feminine women, right? So it's like, yeah, okay, we're not gonna get into
behind
it,
her character. It wasn't like for the sake of inserting her and making her a large character. She had a reason for it. She had a background story. Even though she wasn't like a minor character, but she wasn't.
She's like making it sound like Brienne was like in the character creator and like picked her own stats and decided she was going to be 7 feet tall. Like, what are you yapping about right now?
Like, she was a supporting character, if anything.
Okay, next,
so much
go.
meaning there. But when every single character is made to be a sort of Brienne of Tarth,
Yeah.
it loses its meaning. It stops
Exactly.
being interesting and special. It gets boring. At that
Well, no, it's fine to have a Brienne of Tarth because like those women do exist. What the problem is when you have a 4'2", 90-pound like Filipino girl, like spinning around a 6'2" jacked like full-time warrior's like neck like in the air and like fucking suplexing him into the ground. So like dudes can believe Brienne of Tarth could fuck somebody up because she's fucking huge, right? You know, but nobody's gonna believe your 5'2" Scarlett Johansson is fucking toppling fucking 300-pound fucking muscle men.
point, it does feel like it's being done specifically to send some kind of message.
Yes.
It's actually insanely ironic just how conservative the standards have gotten when it comes to female game characters, especially in things like the Oblivion remaster, for which, funny enough, I got called a conservative for pointing it out. But people were praising the changes made
Surprised you didn't get called a Nazi.
the remaster, as if the original Oblivion was somehow this hypersexual game with a lot of focus on the female body.
Yeah, no,
a Gooner
it
game,
wasn't.
if you will.
It was.
It wasn't. For me pointing out...
Well, I mean, if you looked into the modding community, it definitely was. But if you don't go into the mods, it wasn't. Yeah.
Wrong with this. I got labeled all sorts of things. And honestly,
Yeah,
real talk,
I bet.
if you have a problem with this, then I don't see you as any different than the bottom feeders from over at 4chan who come into my comment section and say things like, I'm prostituting myself for views when I wear a lower cut top in the video.
Thank you. Thank you. I get the same thing, but
Alana, you're not even on. You're a fucking anime character. Shut up. Like, you get the same thing, I guess, but like it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. Yeah, I mean it's a low cut top, but like I don't know. She's not even really showing anything.
from actual women. I get called. I know she's talking about like 4chan incels that just don't like having a woman on a screen kind of thing. Like there are people who are extreme enough for that. But there are women on Twitter who absolutely shit on me for having a short dress on. Or having my boobs, like, prominently on display. I should be covering them up. And then you think to yourself, like, you're the kind of person that preaches feminism and how, like, you know, how terrible it is that women used to have to cover up and all they did was, like, sit at home and, you know, pop out babies. But then you won't let me be myself. Isn't that kind of ironic to you? And then the fact that you can't even, like, have that self-awareness drawn upon you means that you're low IQ, and then I just automatically dismiss your argument. Like, why am I even gonna talk to you? You're not having an honest conversation about this. New burqa model? Yeah, I mean, I've joked about it before, but yeah.
You guys are two sides of the same coin. You're trying to tone down female characters and then having visceral reactions when a studio makes
Oh my god. Holy moly.
a character in a more revealing outfit. What we're actually ending up with are easily forgettable and generally
Look at these fucking characters,
Why
dude.
did they make her eyes so
Oh my
big?
god, dude.
Dude, her arms are huge.
It's so gross.
The more I look at it, the more insulting it is to me because they just don't look like curls. It makes me mad. I bet the characters that the women that are modeled after them look very much more feminine than they do.
bland
She's
designs
juiced,
for
yeah.
female characters. It's kind of like studios are afraid to make more appealing female characters.
Leandrin is not that bad, but it's still noticeable to me.
Again, easily forgettable. Not a lot of effort put into the
True.
Look at that
away
shit.
From, like the revealing outfits conversation. I don't think that an appealing female character.
There's nothing wrong with her outfit. How is anything wrong with Zelda? She's completely covered. You can't even see her cleavage at that point. All these characters are completely covered. And then people say like, "Oh, she's just Gooner bait." I've seen people say, what's her face from Claire Obscure is Gooner bait.
Mael? No. Mael's like
How? Explain.
Mael's supposed to be like your daughter.
needs to have a super revealing outfit. A character that I always bring up.
Like there's limits to the things, right? Like the people who like goon over Mael, like I would agree, like you guys have a fucking problem, dude. Like it's just like I never understood that. I don't really get that at all. Like yeah, I mean, like the character has like a nice figure, I guess, but like you shouldn't be gooning to like a character that's clearly set up to like feel like almost like a daughter or a sister. Like it's just kind of weird, dude.
Conversations
Like, I
is
don't know.
Jade from Beyond Good and Evil. She definitely has a more
I've never played this game,
alternative take
actually.
on femininity. She's more of a
She's
tomboy,
16, yeah.
shorter hair, unconventional color lipstick, but
No.
she's
We're not gonna play like she's 16. It's a fictional character. It's the same the same people who were saying that shit, by the way, about like, oh, Mael's 16, you guys are gross. Like I'm not gonna bash on these guys for that. But it's like those same people, if you like search through their Twitter, they're also like gooning the lolly porn. So like I don't want to fucking like shut the fuck up, dude.
with you. You remember her.
Because she's got a standout model character compared to all the other ones around her.
It's a character that's appealing not because she's this really sexy, hyper-feminine being, but she clearly is a female
She's a
character that was
tomboy.
designed by a person who has a positive attitude towards women. And that really shines through.
Aww.
She is strong in ways that don't necessarily mean that she has to be super jacked and she can wield a warhammer, but she's smart and that's part of gameplay. You are encouraged to find ways
She's
other than
sneaking
physical
around.
fighting to progress, and she does a really good job with all of that. I've kind of gone from making female characters less sexualized to making them super bland. More and more, I find that female characters are turning into background character number 4. And it is in part because we're on this really weird crusade against these elusive Gooners that seem to be ruining everything.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just poor character writing. I don't think it's a fight against Gooners at this
Yeah, I don't
point.
think it's a fight against Gooners. I literally just think there's no talent in the industry anymore. I mean, these guys don't even know how to code. They're incompetent. It takes 1,000 monkeys at Ubisoft to create like slop Assassin's Creed games, and like 10 dudes and like a couple women like as Sandfall can make one of the best games I've ever played in my life, which is Expedition 33. It's like a woman wrote that game, by the way, and it doesn't come off as a female game. Like it's a good game. The male characters are good. They're masculine. Gustav is a very masculine character. Like he's a little bit French, yeah. So a little feminine, right? A little Frenchy in there, but like he's still a masculine character. He's like a gentleman. He's like a respectable gentleman. He looks after his essentially his daughter, and Maëlle. He looks after the other cast. He has moments of like doubt, you know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just all this shit is just so fucking stupid. But yeah, no, I really don't think like a lot of people assume a lot of this shit's intentional. I just think these people have no talent. I think they're talentless. I think they're just slop developers. They barely know how to code. They all work on like the reason why all these companies work on Unreal Engine 5 is because it's all sliders and fucking and selectors. Like these guys aren't even coding anymore. They're just like kind of dropping shit into the fucking game engine and just like picking sliders to like move light sources around and shit. It's monkey development.
Companies are starting to turn around and be like, well, damn, I guess we're not selling enough copies.
They're not turning around. They're like doubling down on the same stupid shit.
They're putting big boobs on them. And self-inserts. Yeah, there's a lot of instances of
lot
that.
of self-inserts.
I can
Most
point
of
out
them are
to World of
self-inserts.
Warcraft to being a few of them. If I had more knowledge, insider knowledge about Blizzard, I could probably find a person that self-inserted Liadrin and decided to, change the model based on their prerogative. Because they have an agenda. People didn't used to really have, like, an agenda in video games. They just wanted hot characters with good, like, personalities. That they
No, they always had agendas. It's just that they were a lot more talented. The thing is, like, you can tell liberal, left-wing, like, feminist, even stories. You can tell these things in ways that, like, are not completely disgusting and off-putting to people if the writing is good. I would argue something like Arcane, for the most part, is a very, like, feminine show. But, like, a lot of dudes like it. Well, I mean, because there's a, it's just like, because it's good writing for the most part until like the later sections of it. But I'm trying to think of like something else. Even like anime is like a good example. Like I like a lot of slice of life like rom-com animes. Like Oregairu is like one of my favorite anime of all time, and that's like a very feminine show. Like I mean, as much as Hachiman is like, is Hachiman even really a masculine character? I mean, he kind of like masks his own insecurities, like through like hyper masculinity and like this attitude of like not caring all the time. But the reality is, he's kind of like a little crybaby bitch, and he ends up breaking down at like multiple points in the show. And but I think the real core point of Oregairu in the first place is it really shows like the necessity of like male female dynamics in the first place. And like the two energies are supposed to be tied together in the first place. It's not supposed to be separated all the time. I mean, he very much heals in his own way through being surrounded by these girls, as much as the girls heal and learn from being with him. Right? They all take a little piece of each other. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell like feminine stories or like very like woke stories, but like in good ways. I mean, there's plenty of anime or even shows I like. What's like a good example here? Alice in Borderland, right? Alice in Borderland has like a tranny character in it, but like I actually like that character, and it's a tranny, which is something I'm completely against from a religious standpoint and even just like ethical standpoint. But like I still like the character because the story was told well, and I could like somewhat understand it, I guess. So like it was good writing. It's like if you have good writing, you can tell any story you want. The problem is the writing's fucking terrible. It's written by fucking nobodies.
Bang. Because at the end,
It's written by nobodies who have nothing but contempt and disdain for the people who came before them, and instead of learning from them, they just think they can do everything better than them.
of the day, those people want to bang people like that in real life. They want to find their perfect waifu. Nobody wants like this bland, big boobed, or like just this stupid, shallow person to like pork. People want human connection. They just don't. They don't want just like a doll that just exists there for no reason, other than to like pork.
I don't know why I should care that somebody, God forbid, is attracted to one of my favorite female characters. Like, that's none of my business, really. It doesn't affect me that somebody's over there, like, drooling over a particular character. But I'm enjoying it because games are meant to be fun. Part of the fun are appealing game characters, because then you have cosplayers who take on
Yes! Yes! And again, she's cute. She's
Okay, yo, hot take here. I think cosplay is cringe as fuck. I think most of these people look retarded in the cosplay. And then cosplay is just an excuse for like hot women to just like sell fucking their OnlyFans, or like they're basically porn. And there's like a lot of really ugly chicks that should just not be cosplaying.
the Crusader from Diablo 3. There's nothing wrong with that. She still looks awesome. She's playing a blood elf. She looks cute. She's playing Sylvanas. She's playing Deathwing, which is a dragon, by the way. And this is our own version of Deathwing.
Okay, we're yapping. Come on. Come on.
Hot.
Let's get back on it.
on the character and show
I like
their
this.
interpretation of it. And cosplay is such a great thing in my opinion because it really is
Yeah,
open to
female
everybody.
Deathwing.
No
Hot.
matter your race, no matter what shape or size you are, no matter what your background is. I really stick on the plus size grade.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna stop a fat girl from dressing up like fucking, I don't know, fucking Yorichi from Bleach, but like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. The fat Tifa's gave me PTSD. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's definitely yeah.
Who was cosplaying a character from the anime One Piece.
It's such
Don't
a
quote me on that because
such a woman take, by the way. Like, oh, it's open to everybody. It's so inclusive. It's not. It's really not.
watched One Piece, but I believe she was cosplaying Boa Hancock. Somebody in her comments
Oh my
said, well,
God.
actually, you look more like this character, and you probably should have done this cosplay instead. Again, I don't watch anime, I haven't watched One Piece, so I'm not sure exactly who they were referring to,
Blasphemy.
but I know that the character that they brought up is fat. The creator responded by saying, just because I'm plus-sized does not mean I always have to cosplay fat characters.
Yes, it does.
And yeah, she is 100% right.
No,
because
no,
that's
no.
not what
No. Yeah, you could think that's what it means, but like nobody wants to look at like some fat chick dressed as Boa Hancock. Like, please don't.
cosplay is. This idea that
That's
attractive
true.
characters are somehow harmful
Big
and they're
Mom,
not for
probably.
Big Mom. Fuck.
I'm just saying people are allowed to criticize your cosplay choices.
Yeah. Please, let's be
If
let's
you're
be
playing
clear.
Roadhog but skinny, people would probably not have as much of a problem for it, but people would still criticize you for accuracy because Roadhog is huge. Yeah. There's people that have cosplayed Roadhog, but the ones that get the most compliments are usually the ones that play him as a fatty.
everybody is absurd.
I think it
Deep
goes
down,
both
all of
ways.
us want to look good. For me, like that's
I've
part of
seen
the
it.
appeal of cosplay, getting a character who's really attractive, dressing up as this character and seeing myself.
But skinny people can put a fat costume on though.
Yeah, this is such woman talk. Like, you if you don't like, this is just like women fantasy land. No, if you dress up like Tifa, you're not Tifa. You're just like a really fat girl dressing up. Not her in particular. I'm just saying, like, if like a fat girl wants to dress up, I'm gonna dress up as Tifa. I feel so attractive. No, like, who raised these women? Okay, so like other women will teach you this. I can't teach you this, but other women can teach you this. Like, there's ways to, like, you're supposed to like be aware of your own kind of body type, so you can match that to something that would make you look more attractive, right? Like, you can elevate your looks as a woman, even a fat woman, if you just dress the right way, right? So you got to find that character that matches your body type and your physique and like dress according to that, right? But you know, this is woman fantasy land where they all think they're 10 out of 10s, and like they all have this brain rot. By the way, like this girl's got it, Alana's got it. Like it's like this real big cognitive dissonance in their brains. They just like, yeah.
That's
We're not gonna
actually
get into that
true.
today.
That's a good point. People put on fat costumes in movies all the time. But people don't really criticize them that much for it, do they?
In that character, appealing game characters inspire
Yeah,
people.
that's
no matter
not
what-
true at all. By the way, like most actors who have to play a fat character actually get fat. So like perfect example is like Christian Bale actually put on weight to play Dick Cheney, wherever the fuck he played
They
recently.
look like or who they are.
Jessica Negri did a Roadhog cosplay. Yes, and I'm sure she got a lot of insanely mean comments saying that she's just being a hoe and that she's flaunting her
Jessica Negri literally is a hoe. Like she will also tell you that she's a hoe. Like, are you serious? Like, listen. Let's not talk about things we don't know. Jessica Negri very much is a hoe. She has had multiple breast jobs, plastic surgery. She still wants to act like she's 20 years old when she's like pushing 40. Like she very much has hoe content. She has spicy content. Yes, she's very much a hoe. Like
physical attractiveness and doing a Roadhog cosplay, and she's ruining it because it gives more clicks for views and it gets her more attention.
yeah, because she's attractive.
I'm 90% sure there's comments out there littered all over that fucking
And it would be from other women.
post. It goes both ways.
Come up with
It
something, their
does.
own
No.
interpretation
We've seen it.
of said character. This whole thing of not appealing to someone's fantasy or the male fantasy, in the long run, is actually perpetuating an unhealthy attitude towards women. Not allowed
Yes.
to have attractive characters because the Gooners might like them. Blaming attractive female characters because men are attracted to them. Just think about that for 1 second. At the end of the day, there is a conversation to be had here, absolutely, but the Gooner Game argument is unproductive, unintelligent,
And stupid.
it does way more harm than good. There is this idea that women somehow cannot have this opinion that I'm expressing in this video, and that if we say these things, we're just pandering to somebody.
You're pandering to the male audience.
I mean, women are always pandering. That's literally just like that's their genetic makeup. I don't know. My brain's starting to fry because there's been so much like women speaking going on of just like nonsense and repeating the same shit over and over again. But yeah, you're genetically like manufactured to basically pander to men. You always pander to the men. You pander to the men for your rights. You pander to the men for reproduction. You pander to the men for safety. All of these things you're incapable of doing on your own. You know this inherently, but you'll never say it out loud because of my feminism. But the reality is like you're pandering one way or the other. So some women will pander to the Gooners, and they take advantage of those Gooners because those Gooners will advocate for them. This is just a reality of nature of men and women and what God created, right? So
Why is pandering to any audience bad? Pandering in general. Like, how do you know I'm pandering and I don't actually hold that opinion? I hold this genuine opinion because I grew up with games that were, made for gamers. Now that the games aren't made for gamers and the game industry is falling apart and there's constant talk about how games fail and how they suck and this and that, or this character looks ugly, that's why I didn't sold that many copies, or this character's badly written. It's like what am I supposed to do? That's why I hate the grifter argument too. It's like, how do you know I'm a grifter? Like, I genuinely hold these opinions, and no matter how many times I say it, it doesn't matter to you because you don't know what's going on inside of my fucking head, and you're just making up shit because you have no argument. You never attack my.
it's not an argument. They're just jealous. When somebody calls you a grifter, it's because they're jealous you're more popular than them. The idea of calling somebody a grifter is retarded. Like if your actual goal is to actually like spread your opinion or your thought process to as many people as possible, or to make as much money as possible, which is usually what most of these people care about anyway at the end of the day, then why the fuck would you not be a grifter? Why would you not pander to an audience, especially a large audience? And in this case, it would be men, obviously, because men probably make up like 70% of YouTube. So the people who are going to click your video more often is men. Although funny enough, I do have very good female demographic. It's actually surprising. I think it's like almost like 30 or 40% women. I don't know why. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's like it's mostly going to be men. So like the whole idea of grifting and shit is retarded. Like even if they don't hold the values they're spouting, like like they're still saying the things, right? So like if somebody spouts conservative ideals but they're not conservative, really, they're just trying to like grift. Like they're still voicing these opinions and these thoughts to a wide audience and getting the message out there. Like, so it's like, okay, it's like, all right.
My argument,
I
you
don't
just
know.
attack my character and say that I'm lying.
Because how could I
Well, it's 'cause they're
possibly
jealous.
form this original opinion without your permission? Video games are
They
art.
need
Video game characters are
people need some way to like knock you down a peg, and we all do this. I do it all the time. I'll say like an off the cuff thing about like fucking Tectone or something, but the reality is I'm just jealous, right? And everybody's jealous, like especially if you're in this kind of sphere and you've been grinding, you're doing all these things. You're always gonna find something to tear somebody down. Oh, fucking Asmongold probably smells. Oh god, he's so gross. Like, yeah, but he's got 60,000 live viewers every day, and you don't. You got 6, so
art. It's also valid to
True.
criticize the art for very obviously approaching female character design with this caution against the Gooners that in actual fact is creating a hostile attitude towards femininity. Whatever side of this argument you're on.
Or masculinity, like men having big muscles, like is that bad for men? Men love complimenting each other for being attractive. But for some reason, when other women see attractive females, they
because men understand how much work that takes. Because every instinct of most men, especially gamer dudes, is like to be as lazy as possible. So we understand when we see somebody who's like actually in good shape and looks good, we're like, damn, that guy put in some work, dude. That guy's a grinder. Like, men understand how much work it takes to actually look good and be attractive by the objective standards of attractiveness. Women just get jealous of each other because it's a survival instinct, because like they're always in competition with each other whether they realize it or not.
just start freaking out and being like, oh my god, you're just pandering. You have a hot model because if you didn't have a hot model, nobody would watch you. It's like, okay, that doesn't fucking matter because I want to fucking look at some hot model. Men love big muscles. Women love big muscles.
You are
Like,
entitled
what?
to your own opinion. You don't have to agree with me. One thing that I will stand very firmly on is that equating femininity.
If her having a hot model is why she's popular, which it probably does contribute to like a solid 20% of her audience, you can also just give yourself a hot model. What's stopping you? Do the same thing. If that's all it takes, you shouldn't have a problem now, should you?
Just the simple concept of femininity without sexual attraction, without all of that. Equating it to something really vulgar and using terms like fuckability and Gooner Game, especially when you're shown examples of something really tame and just like elements that women really cannot help.
This isn't
Yeah, all of these terms are made up by women, by the way. Like, men don't think like this. I saw like this tweet, I think actually Mizuki tweeted it, where she was like, it was like the internal thoughts of like a man and a woman, like what they're thinking. And it's like the man's like thinking of like fucking her and the woman's thinking of like having like a nice dinner date or something. And like my comment was basically like, no, it's actually the opposite. Like 99% of the time, outside of like porn rotted like fucking liberal men who have had their brains rotted by porn and feminism, like outside of those guys, normal men don't actually like have sexual fantasies about all the women they meet all the time. Now they might be sexually attracted to you, but like most of the time they're actually thinking of wholesome things. Like, to be honest with you, this women have this idea that all men think about is just like fucking them all the time, and it's like, no, that's actually not. Because like the reality is, it's like after that 10 minutes is up, we then have to be able to like actually stand talking to you after that. So like most men, like especially adult men who have grown up a little bit or like had at least good role models, like understand this. Like if you don't like talking to her, you're gonna be in for a really rough time, because once your little 5-minute fucking pound session is done, then you have to actually like spend the rest of the day with her. So if you can't fucking stand her, like I hope you got really good stamina to like reset or something, because like it's just pointless. If honest, like I don't know, I just don't think men actually think that way. Like honestly, it's funny because like women have captured the idea of romance that like they're the romantic ones, that like the romance, they own romance, they created romance, and it's not the case at all. Romance is very much a male dominated thing. It's a male idea. It's a male um uh like the whole concept of romance is male created. Men created romance. We created the genre. Like we created like the idea of romance, how romance works. And it's really dependent on the men to even initiate romance. Like women can't be romantic. Men are romantic.
Azure Lane, where there's like actual ASMR and like slurping glorping. It's just a game.
When you use such harsh language to describe all of that,
Yeah.
you are part of the problem. That's my take on the situation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate
Yeah, I've literally never like ever looked at like a character or like even a girl in real life or woman in real life and been like, and the word fuckability crossed my mind. Like I've never even said that. I've never even said that word in real life before. You know, like I mean, men will talk about like we'll talk about like sexual conquest that we've had or something sometimes. But like it's usually not even like that vulgar with what we say. Uh I don't know. Like this is just like a weird fantasy that women have created in their minds that this is how men think, and it's really not. Like a lot of time men are actually thinking about romantic things, like oh man, I can't wait to see her, the expression on her face. Like men actually care about like your smile. Do you have nice eyes? Or like do you have a pretty face? Like like maybe they like your laugh. Like men actually latch onto those things as much as women don't think they do. The fuckability aspect, if you want to even use that word, is not actually like the first thought that crosses most normal men's minds.
it. As always, huge shout out to my channel members, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Be seeing you. Bye.
Bye! This is a good video.
Oh god, she's gonna yap for
like
another
this.
1 minute. Hang on, let's see what else she has to say.
What a nice lady. She's got good vibes.
Good vibes, yeah. Oh
She
god.
plays WoW.
She plays WoW. She's got good vibes. Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this up here. Like I don't know, who cares what Lana says after this. Honestly, she's been yapping the whole time. So like, it's a good video. The whole argument is kind of dumb because she didn't actually really present an argument in the first place. This was like a lot of like women splaining for 30 minutes, where like she doesn't actually really say anything. And basically, you can sum up the whole video of like, Gooner Game argument bad, hurts women. Feminism okay. Like that's basically what she was saying. Like everything else was just like a circular regurgitation of the same shit over and over again. Like calling something low IQ or stupid doesn't actually like present an argument. That's not how that works. But I mean, it's still a good video. It's just like, it's just always funny to me how like these women can they can scratch the surface of what a problem is, but they can never actually get to the real root cause of it, because usually the root cause of it is them, and like women really struggle with accountability. Like that's hard for them. So but yeah, this was like a very much, I mean, I actually started, my brain's kind of fried. I like by like the halfway point I was already kind of checked out of the conversation because it wasn't really going anywhere. But if you guys enjoyed this, well, this is like an experimental video. If you guys enjoyed this at all, like long form, reacting to a reacting of a reaction, yeah, let me know. But we might not ever do this again because this was actually really hard to get through, honestly. It was just a lot of women yapping. So, oh god.